but I want to stick to what we're talking about here with this plan from Donald Trump. President Obama called the plan impractical and half-baked. Let's take a listen to that.
The notion that we're going to track every Western Union a bit of money that's being sent to Mexico, good luck with that. Then we've got the issue of the implications for the Mexican economy, which in turn, if it's collapsing, actually sends more immigrants north because they can't find jobs back in Mexico. But this is just one more example of something that is not thought through and is primarily put forward for political consumption.
So there you heard President Obama saying this is purely for political consumption. This is impractical. What is your response to that? How would you make this plan work from what you've learned about it in the news, as you say?
Well, first of all, President Obama should have been resolving a lot of these issues, and he had the opportunity for the 7.5 years that he's been in office, and he has not done his job. And we are surely, a lot of us are disappointed. We want something done for America, and all of it basically stems from securing our borders. And if he would have done that, we wouldn't be facing all these issues. In regards to Donald's plan, if it works, fantastic. At least he's coming up with solutions, and I think overwhelmingly the people of America would support him.
But it's
Why
also
would
important
we take our dollars? Why would we take our dollars and send them to Mexico through illegal means? The majority of those people that are sending their money back to Mexico are doing it to their families, and I understand why they do it, but that is not our problem.
Well, but others say it's difficult to discern whether people who are sending money back to their families in Mexico are here illegally or not. It's very difficult to have a hard number on that. But let's just look at the practicalities here. Donald Trump is saying that basically he would threaten Mexico by stopping money transfers from illegal immigrants in the U.S. so that Mexico would pay a lump sum for the wall. But how do you really target just people who are in the U.S. illegally sending money back to Mexico? What about all American companies who transfer money back and forth? What about someone who's traveling in Mexico from the U.S. who, doesn't have any money because their purse got stolen and their parents need to transfer them money? How do you really hone in on just the illegal sending money to their families?
Well, one would know that if you're going to put out a policy paper like that, your policy people have reviewed all of that. And I don't know the intricate details regarding it, but bottom line is that he has said it, and I think that if they've got the resolution to it, and if it works, it's fantastic.
But as you know very well, Governor Brewer, that there's a legal process before you can put a policy into place. Some would argue that this is even more executive overreach than what Republicans are saying President Obama is doing with the immigration plan. And there's a legal process. You can't just prohibit people from receiving money from the U.S. financial system. There's a legal process.
Well, Mr. Trump can speak to that himself. I'm not able today to really give you any kind of deals, any details on the subject. But certainly, if it takes legality, I would think that a Republican president would work with a Republican Congress, and they could get this resolved one way or the other.
And I have to just ask you this. I have to ask you this, Governor. If you were advising Donald Trump on this wall, what would you tell him, and would you tell him to do anything differently?
Well, I certainly believe that our borders need to be secured, and I think that we all realize and know that we have to have borders. And if we got the wall put up, we would resolve a lot of the other issues that we're all facing here, and it's got to happen. I've always said we have encumbered, especially in Arizona and other border states, well, the whole country, enormous costs in incarceration, health care, education. Incarceration costs us tons, millions of dollars throughout our country, and the federal government is supposed to be paying for that, and they're not. So the wall is a good idea. Secure our borders, and we can get beyond this, and then we can deal with the other issues that have come because of it.